Hello everyone! Welcome back to D&D and Q&A. We're sticking with this title, which is a little talk show thing that I do with my friends because I love them. And yeah, essentially we answer your D&D questions and we also ask each other questions, and then inevitably we just talk about whatever we want to talk about because it's very fun and exciting. Welcome, Arlo of Arlentric. How are you?
Hi! I like see someone says, "Oh my god, a man." I don't know if I'm one of the first ones. Hello.
That's so funny. Honestly, yeah, maybe. No, that's a lie. I have had men on D&D and Q&A twice.
I like the name. Title's fantastic. Hi
Cheers.
everyone. Nice to virtually meet you all.
Because I did realize as I was getting ready this morning that we are friends offline, as in we are online friends, but we have not done anything publicly before.
That's true. That's a good point, actually, thinking about it. Yeah.
So I don't like. We're not strangers, by the way. We've been playing in a campaign together for a while. It's just not been streamed or anything. But yeah, we've never done anything streamed together before.
I'm realizing, yeah, I'm very, yeah, our friendship is very closeted away because I don't do anything with anyone.
It's very closeted away because I didn't want anyone to know. So.
You monster.
I know, it's horrible. Your hair seems nice. Oh, it is. Look at it.
That's very, as someone who's very always worried about that, that is a very kind compliment to start the day with.
So, Arlo, what have you been up to? What's going on?
What's happening
in your world? In the what projects have you got? What's happening?
I do an intro spiel about myself. I've realized I've never done this before, and people might not know who I am. Hi everyone. I'm Arlo, formerly known as not formerly. That sounds like the past tense.
Also.
No. English vocabulary isn't my strong suit. I'm Arlentric on all platforms. I'm a D&D and tabletop role-playing game content creator. And the biggest thing going on in my world at the moment, which is not flex, it's just a thing that I've stumbled into since December. I'm 700 subs away from 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is I don't know what's happening there, but that's a thing that's kind of just no one knows who I am, and then December happened, and now I'm people know who I am. And it's weird. It's overwhelming.
I think this is that viewers who are not Australian is what we call tall poppy syndrome, which I was viciously just reminded of, which is me going, quick, brag about yourself, and both of us just being like, nah. Tall poppy syndrome is a real thing in Australia, which is feeling the intense need to not brag about your own achievements, and when other people do so, tearing them down violently.
Absolutely. Telling them to shut up, saying, no, I'm valid. Don't
oh, you think you're better than us? You think you're top shit there, mate? I don't know if you feel the same way about this, but every time I need a little bit of dopamine, I need a little bit of happiness in my life, I tell my American friends the bare minimum I've achieved in a week, and they proceed to gas me up to no end. And I'm like, oh, this is what I needed. You can always trust the Americans to gas you up.
100%.
Because they love an achievement.
That's
they
it.
love a brag.
I think it's very Australian to weirdly not have any sense of pride in anything, and then but you want to hear it, but you won't look at something you've done and go, that's cool. But when someone else says it, you're like, yeah, I should be a little bit more proud of myself about that.
I know, right? It's goddamn, we're just so chill to the point of self-deprecation.
Oh, absolutely.
Y'all hear about a new AP called Dungeons and Demigods? Yeah, I heard of it.
I sure have.
I think I know the person who runs it. She's a bitch.
Just Australian through and through, immediately tearing yourself down.
Hiya, welcome in. But my case is depression. Real. See, yours had to come with the like hormone levels. It's not hormones, is it? What? Or just whatever. Yeah. Words are hard. Ours came with us the day that we were born because we were born in this country. Madaloon, you are not a bitch.
Not at all.
You don't know me. You don't know what I got. Take a look at this. Well, if anyone has any questions for us about D&D, whether they are unbridled opinions, like we will argue. Do you want us to debate? We'll debate. I'll fight anyone. I can
debate. I'm in a losing battle debating against Mads because Mads, you're very intelligent with your D&D knowledge, and I only choose to know the stupid things about the game, and that's what I cling to.
Why is Rogue the best class? It's not.
I don't like rogues. I'm sorry. I don't like rogues. I mean, I'm sure they're fun. Rogues. I've never played as one, but fuck rogues.
I have played as one. I've never played as just a rogue. I've only played with rogues in multi-classes.
But what's your other class, multi-class?
I've played it twice. Rogue, fighter, rogue, ranger.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
I'm playing a rogue ranger right now. The classic. It's exactly what you think it's going to be, which is a gloomstalker and an assassin. All right? 100%. We've been new. However, it's so fucking good. And the other one was the other one, which was an assassin and a gunslinger.
Oh, that makes sense.
Assassin Gunslinger is the most broken multi-class ever invented. Broken. It was for a guest spot, so it didn't matter too much. I wouldn't play a natural game because I would feel like, oh no, both of you are wrong. No. What is your favorite class? What is your main?
This is fun because I only played as a player twice. And every time I love druids. I'm a big old druid simp. I don't know have a reason why.
They're just
playing
cool.
Circle of the Spore in one campaign. I just like the aesthetic. I like leaves and shit, you know, and I like the idea of wild shaping and the aesthetic part of druids is incredible to me. But then I like the idea of I'm multi-classing as a warlock. I like the idea of warlocks. I like patrons. There's a lot of things I want to play, and I'm hoping to get to play in more things. I got a bunch of I like stupid builds. I like things that aren't viable and just I want to play as a fighter that just uses a blowgun and make that like a viable. Like it's awful. That's it's. I'm a furry. Yes, I am. That's why I love you. Big old furry boy.
I also love playing stupid builds because I think it's funny.
It is.
Specifically really underpowered builds because it's funny.
Yes.
I don't know if you're aware of this because I keep it very close to my chest, but I main wizards and they are my favorites.
Wait, what? What? Telling me you put all this effort into making this really in-depth wizard book because you mained that?
Yeah. And the first time I ever played a min-maxed wizard was recently. But
so you've never played a broken wizard?
I have played a broken wizard. Oh wait, as in like a min-maxed wizard.
A min-maxed.
Yes, I have. I didn't.
Sorry, most wizards are broken.
It was accidental when I played it the first time because I didn't realize the multi-class that I was doing was like a very known, very good multi-class. I did it for like story reasons, which was an abjuration wizard and a knowledge cleric, which makes your wizard broken.
Yeah, you're an ass.
She had like a 25 AC as a wizard. It was insane. Plus like having expertises and shit, like her arcana was like plus 18. Like it was fucking insane. She was level 20 by the end, I should mention. Then Hemlock is very well spread and with his skills and everything most of the time. his con probably could be higher, but I just don't play him like he is min-maxed, and also we don't do that much combat.
I mean, you've never got to play combat, so I've never been able to. I don't think
I
I've
did
ever
last
seen.
session.
Oh,
but...
I wasn't there though, was I?
Yeah, you were. You were a frog.
Oh, you were there. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the week before. I forgot we just played.
We just played.
That session out of my head. That's the first combat we've ever been in together. That's fun.
That's true. I was in one other combat and I immediately killed the guy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is, because I think Diana made a joke. She's like, I don't want to be in combat when Maddie's playing a wizard. And I went, why?
We put it off for such a long time as well. There were so many where it was about to be and you're like, I got a dip, and we're like, ah.
Fuck. I know, right? You were a frog, this without context.
I was a frog.
You wild shaped into a giant toad. Giant toads fuck.
They do!
They're so good. Swallowing?
Do. I was so excited.
I'm a big believer in giant toads.
Gragus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Giant toad slaps so hard.
My favorite completely unoptimized wizard is one of my first characters. This was after I learnt the rules. I'd played like a campaign and then a lot of one-shots. And then when I knew the rules good enough, because before I played D&D, I did a lot of like lit role-playing, so I knew about characters and role-playing and stuff, but I just didn't know the rules. So I'd basically be like, this is what I want to play, how do I do this? And that's kind of how I rolled with it. He is a wizard, his name is Florian, and he has an intelligence of 12 and a charisma of 20. And he is my favorite. He's so bad.
Super intelligent wizard. I kind of love it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of it.
And I will say it's very cunty story-wise. So, yeah, essentially he's a con man who uses wizardry. He uses charm person and disguise self interchangeably, and that's the only spells he uses. And he also talks about this, and he's very annoying. But he is a pink tiefling. Except he's not pink. He's albino red, as he'll tell you. And yeah, con man who sells love potions that are fake and calls himself a love doctor extraordinaire, entertainer for the rich and famous. But his backstory is that he was a bard who his dad was a wizard, sent him to wizard school. He was bad at being a wizard, so he went to bard school, was very good at being a bard, became a bard, went into the big city, signed a awful, infernally written contract to work for a club, and was worked to the bone, very like Britney Prince style, and then couldn't cast bardic magic anymore because he lost his passion for music, and then ran away, managed to get out of the contract by selling his name to the Fae so that the contract was broken, and then left to reinvent himself, learn wizardry again, because he can't cast bard magic anymore. That's why he's a wizard.
See how Mads just explained like a backstory that's really intricate and in depth, and you're like, wow, that's like, there's a lot of layers there. Like the only characters I play as a half crippled baby goblin. That's the depth of my character. That's the part that I love here. I think that's the joy of being a DM is I have like flinging ideas when players come to you with really well thought. Like imagine you're a dream player because you just come with that and the DM just go and they're just like, oh.
I came to Strahd with not a lot because I knew that there was going to be so many players. So I was like, I'm gonna help Diana out. And I was like, I want to have one goal, because you can't just not have a goal. I was like, I want to have one goal, but I want it to be so simple. And I do, which my one goal is to find this guy who wrote this book. And like occasionally we're just like, hey, have you heard of this guy? By the way, I'd like to point out that Endo is the only one who remembers my backstory. AKA not including me. I keep forgetting. And then he comes up, he's like, shouldn't we ask them if they've seen Milo? And I go, oh shit, you're so right. But I like, my favorite part about playing Hemlock is that it is written into his character that how I made him, he is the one that people go to talk to simply because I will ask them questions about their backstory and then they get to tell me their backstory. And I think that's so fun. And also I just like helping, like that he's helping other people out with their goals and their stories. That he's just like, yeah, my thing will happen eventually, but let's teach you let's work out why you can't speak, or let's work out what this pact is that you've made with someone. And I just think that is really cool.
It is cool. It is really cool. Right, so I'm just looking through. I need to know weird facts about D&D. Oh, Matt, you have weird. What's your weirdest D&D fact?
Fuck.
It doesn't have to be weird. Maybe there's a unique thing you find interesting. Think off the top of my head. I get really into like monster stat blocks. And just fun. I mean, a lot of them aren't, you know, one-to-one interesting. But like, here's a weird one. Polar bears are stronger than killer whales, according to D&D. And I don't think that's accurate. I don't think, no, I don't think that's accurate. Killer whales are so smart. They do the whole... No, I don't want to get too... You seen how they, like, get seals and stuff? Like, they're all like...
They've sunk ships. They hate the rich.
What have polar bears done?
God knows.
Partnered with Coca-Cola, that's it.
Poisons are ridiculous in D&D because they're so fucking expensive.
They are.
To make and to also just buy, and I'm over it. And they all cost the same amount. I mean, you can just find the ingredients, but the ingredients are... I thought about this the other day. I really wanted someone in my party to be a druid, because then I can just make like snake venom by getting them to continuously wild shape into a giant constrictor snake, so I can like milk the venom and then and we would make such good business. We would have a business venture. But unfortunately, we don't have a druid at the party, and I'm very upset about it. But we just kind of like... We started out that I have 2 poisons, which I think get me 4 arrows. So I'm just vibing with that, and we will work out how I will get more at some point, maybe. But I think we said...
That is something that
I had backstory things that make me good at making poisons, and also I have proficiency with a poison kit, that it would cost me 50 gold to make one. Instead of buying one for 100 gold, which makes sense because you're making it instead of paying someone for their labor.
Still a lot, though.
It's still a lot. To be fair, the poisons do quite a bit of damage. Yeah. And I'm not playing a caster, so that's how I get my bonuses. Because I've reflavored all my ranger spells. I'm just saying are things that I can do with my hands, because it's an
like what?
It's an anti-magic campaign. As in, and my character is profoundly anti-magic.
Yeah, okay, sure.
So I was like, I mean, technically, bardic magic just got invented, and we think bardic magic is okay, but I wasn't really interested in... I mean, I could have reflavored it to just say, hey, this is bardic magic, deal with it. But like we said, Ensnaring Strike is actually like a paralytic poison that I have on my thing like that. Hunter's Mark is just my instincts. The one that I can't justify is Rope Trick, but I got Rope Trick because I'm a Gloomstalker. So I think we're just going to use like suspended disbelief and say that I like obscure us in a bush or some shit. I don't fucking know. Rope Trick? Underrated and broken. What the fuck? Rope Trick is insane. I never knew anything about it. Are you ready for this spell? This is my weird fact. This is my weird fact. Rope Trick is broken. You touch a length of rope that is up to 60 feet long. One end of the rope then rises into the air until the whole rope hangs perpendicular to the ground. At the upper end of the rope, an invisible entrance opens to an extra-dimensional space that lasts until the spell ends, an hour. The extra-dimensional space can be reached by climbing to the top of the rope. The space can hold as many as 8 medium or small creatures. The rope can be pulled up into the space, making the rope disappear from view outside the space. Attacks and spells cannot pass through the entrance in or out of the extra dimensional space, but those inside can see out of it as if there are 3 by 5 foot window centered on the rope. You're just in an invisible space in the air. Can you imagine how...
is it?
It's level 2.
That's fucked.
I think it gives the same energy as Tiny Hut, but then a little better. But, like, can you imagine for, like, ambushes? Just pulling everyone into a room, waiting till everyone arrives, and then just jumping out? It's insane.
Can't let my players know about that spell. That's so bad.
Like... Also, Tiny Hut is broken. I'll never forget
Tiny Hut is stupid. I
haven't gotten it in a while. I think it's just because the type of campaigns that I was in, we didn't really need it because we weren't, like, in the wilderness. But I'll never forget how much, like, the Mighty Nine used it in Campaign 2 when they were fighting the fucking dragon and the dragon was trying to bite on the Tiny Hut and then they just teleported away. It's just a ritual spell.
Bullshit spell. It's such a bullshit spell.
Love Tiny Hut. Also, why the fuck is it called Tiny Hut? That's such a funny little name.
It's a cute little gnome shelter that they're crawling into. It.
Cats don't have night vision. That pisses me off. Yes,
that is stupid.
My homebrew, like, cats have night vision. Absolutely, they have dark vision.
I think the most real life dark vision, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, if I was gonna be like, oh, I don't know, blah, 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 I'd probably say they have, like, dark vision of 30 feet instead of 60 or something, if you wanted to make it, but, because I don't think they would have as good dark vision as, like, a bat or an owl. No. Because they're nocturnal.
That's reasonable.
But yeah, I would say they would have a dark vision of, like, 30 feet. And it's like any animal that has, like, the glow in their eyes. Like, even dogs have alright dark vision. They have better dark vision than we do. I have 2 little toy poodles and both of them are black. And if you let them out into the night, they're gone. They're in the void. The void owns them now. And then you'll see their eyes or you'll see a little pink tongue or their white teeth. And you're like, there they are. Tiny Hut plus that level 6 healer druid feature. My favorite thing to do when I was playing that wizard cleric, because I had a familiar who was a cat, but I turned her into an owl. If I was dying and I was like, I need to lock myself away, but I still want to be useful, this is what I would do. This was broken and my DM hated me for it, but it was just the combination. I would put myself in a dome of wall of force, so nothing's getting in. I am safe. Then my owl familiar would go around cure woundsing people because it's a touch spell. Yeah. It's okay. To be fair, I only did that to that DM because that DM is the type to demand creativity from us because he will test us to such an insane level. Sure. And like I like combats like this. When I'm DMing, I'll only do it occasionally because I don't want to like destroy people. I really like it. Every combat that I want to play in, I want to feel like I was about to die and then suddenly get pulled back from the edge. If not, because it makes you feel like you've achieved something. Like you've like been 100%. There. But there have been so many moments in that campaign where I've been like we've been like fighting back on death saving throws just for like over and over again. Mike! Sorry, I just noticed you were here, Mike. Welcome. At 6th level, home can be wherever you are. Nice. During a short or long rest, you can evoke the shadowy power of the gloaming court to help guard your respite. At the start of the rest, if you touch a point in space, a visible 30-foot sphere of magic appears centered on that point. While you're in the sphere, you and your allies gain a +5 bonus to dexterity and wisdom, and any light from open flames isn't visible outside of it. Nice. But also, wizards get that at level 1.
Yeah.
Domes on domes, this one helps hide. It is good, and the bad thing about Tiny Hut is it can be seen from the outside. But you can spend time, because you can make it any color.
Yeah. And
if it was dark, you could probably make it black and put some leaves on it. Yeah. We've talked about my dogs. Here we are. The circles back. And it's nice and warm inside, but Easily. I made a shirt over this. I haven't bought it or anything, but I made it on Redbubble. My favorite spell of all time.
That would be good.
Forever. Fucking Magnificent Mansion. I love that fucking spell.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a very good spell.
Because it is a wizard player's love language, or bard. It is their love language to be, look at this little home that I made you guys. I describe all of your rooms and look. Also, like, you will get fed. No one can get in. Like, it's Tiny Hut on steroids. I love Magnificent Mansion. I made a sticker on Redbubble that just says Magnificent Mansion Enjoyer, cause me. Liam and Scanlan were so good at describing it, absolutely. And I think I made a TikTok yonks ago where it was like, I think it was to one Glee sound, but it was like the DM throwing out their session plans when they hear the wizard finally got Magnificent Mansion. Absolutely.
Spent a good 4 hours going through it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. As we should. I was like, here's my 30-page PowerPoint. Oh, there was another TikTok I made where it was the, oh my god, you finally got to level 13 is, I think, when you get it. Or level 13. It's like, you've got to level 13. Are you so excited? Did you finally get teleport? Yeah. And like in the back is just a PowerPoint at like page 1 of 50 by Magnificent Mansion. Yeah, teleport and Magnificent Mansion are the level 7 spells. Underrated level 7 spell. Fucking Crown of Stars is one of my favorite spells. I think it's not one of the like PHB ones, so it's harder, but it's so good. And this is for like high level combat. Crown of Stars, you cast it as a bonus action and you get 7, I think, little beams of light around your head. And then
I'm reading it now.
It stays until they're gone. So you can pre-cast it ahead of combat. And then every time you cast like a massive spell as a bonus action, you get to send one of the beams to hit someone. Just every time until they're gone. And I remember this is my ultimate broken move. I only made this when I thought I was going to be playing the big bad evil guy in Ben Brainard's Summer Games campaign on Sir Fafa's channel. Because I was going to be playing a wizard against 5 level 20 characters. So I was like, everything's out the window. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want. Plus, I think I had like 4 like other wizard shit kickers. So it was looking good. But then it was like the day I was having my surgery because they pushed it back a week. So I think Offbeat ended up taking over. And look, if I'm going to be taken over by anyone, let it be Offbeat.
It's not a bad fault.
Let it be Offbeat. A movable object is great. Duration went out. So good. So what I would do is at the time, I would have changed this. But at the time, I would have changed it. It's which level 9 you choose. At the time, I'd chosen Time Stop, but I probably would now choose Shape Change because Shape Change is fantastic.
Shape Change is so good.
Oh my god, just turning into like a dragon. But at the time,
giant,
it's insane. At the time, I was going to choose something that would have flown because you'd be out of the melee like fighters immediately. Fuck him. But at the time I put everything into making sure that I had a high initiative and good speed because everything hinged on the first round. Because if any of them touched me once, I was done. Like, I had to get on top of them. So it was go back, cast Time Stop, and then immediately cast Mirror Image, Crown of Stars on myself, both of them, because both of them aren't concentration, and then Polymorph, and then go into the fight. So it was kind of using Time Stop to like layer a shit ton of spells on myself because they can't affect the environment around you or other people for Time Stop. So it was just having the opportunity to buff the shit out of myself and then going. Yeah. So I think if I had 4 actions, I would have been able to, Crown of Stars, Mirror Image, Polymorph, and then go and bite someone and the spell would end. So that was my original plan.
That's awesome.
But I think if if I would have done it again or done it at all, I probably just would have opened with shape change and I would have gotten one of the shit kicker wizards to cast haste on me.
It's just high level D&D is terrifying.
It is, but I've done it a lot now, and I love it. I will say, and this is definitely a tribute to the people who do it. You definitely have to have a DM who is confident and comfortable with it, because it is so much. I do not, and I've DM'd it. It's intense, but I think I think I would do it, but only with like confident players. But I would never run anything where people are like starting at level 17. You have to have grown with the characters, because if you've been with them the whole time and they're at level 20 now, it's really fun because everyone knows their shit. And then because the turns are going to be 10 times longer, let them not be 20 because you don't know your character sheet.
Correct.
But that's really fun. Okay, Gift of Gab is great. Love Gift of Gab.
Spell.
That one time where in Court of Fey and Flowers, which I haven't watched, I've only seen clips, where someone,
so good.
They were like with two people. So one of them cast Gift of Gab on one of them, and then the other one saw it, so the other one cast Gift of Gab on him. That was so good. Gift of Gab's great. That's another one of the spells that my character Florian has, because he is a con man and it tracks. Strafe ones with a dragon. Most people don't know how to play dragons. Yeah,
most people just don't know how to run. Late game D&D, it's a balancing act of, because you want to challenge your players, but that's a very, very fine line at high level D&D of, because most things, if people roll poorly and you roll really well, you can really do some damage way too quickly.
Yeah. I would say, like, when it comes to level 20, I find the best approach is to completely go in with I am trying to kill these people. Because most of the time, you vastly underestimate just how 100%. Good they've gotten.
You'll play it safe, and then they'll just decimate whatever you throw in front of them.
When it's level 17 or up, I am trying to kill these people. I play to kill. I remember when I was doing level 20, we always had to, we couldn't get under 100 hit points. You have to stay above 100 hit points or you get power word killed. Like, it's, like, that was the quest.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons I was so glad I had a bit of cleric in me, because sometimes you can get to level 20 with a wizard and you are, like, at 102 hit points. So I was lucky. I think in the end I was at, like, 126 or something. Because I would say she had Warcaster, so she could hold a shield, because you get shield proficiency as a cleric, so that's why her AC was insane. But then she had a altered staff of power that gave her a lot of boosts to her con. Yeah, she had 146 hit points. She was insane. So she was 16 wizard, 4 cleric. But then, yeah, she had just an insane amount of magic items. And it was solely that, because how we did loot is we would roll on an item table. And for some reason, me and this other person just kept getting stuff that fit us perfectly. Or if, like, one other person got the thing that fit you perfectly, you just swap.
Yeah, just swap it around.
I think I stole the staff off of an archmage that I killed, but then I also had a Ioun Stone of Fortitude, which adds to your con. I got a robe. We got to choose our final magic item, and I chose a Robe of Stars because it also has like free. It has like 6 magic missiles that you can fire. And also you can bamf into the astral plane. So when I was going to die, I would bamf into the astral plane, spend a round healing myself, and then come back. But I will say, I think I did it wrong because, and I realized this later, and I felt really bad because we all assumed without reading it that I get to go into the astral plane with a bonus action, but it's actually an action. Yeah, I felt really bad, but you know what? We were all dying, so slay. And then I had a Tome of Understanding, which gave me the plus to
juiced magic items.
my
Jesus.
wisdom. Yeah, I mean it was level 20.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, nothing matters at that point anyway.
If I could fly and spray fire, I ain't standing on the ground, period. Like, if you are playing a flying character, you get up there and you stay up there.
When the quiet player has an idea is my favorite part of D&D. When in my group that I DM, they're probably the least confident player. And then as soon as they say something, I'm like, yeah, we're running with that 100%. And this is good. Circling all the way back to poison, which we were talking about. My favorite thing that they've ever done is, poison a kid, and they're going to some fancy banquet, and they had some issues with one of the people attending, and they're like, sick, I'm going to poison them. That's what I want to do. And I think I love about poison and why I like making it a bit more accessible, because it RP side of things, if you want to go more, not just for combat poisoning your weapons purposes, add some fun elements that you can introduce to campaigns and sessions. And their whole idea was like, I'm just going to poison their cup, serve it out to them, bada bing, bada boom, go from there. And love that for them, but they didn't think about, they just said, I'm going to poison the cup, done, let the guy serve it. Did that, I went out, we had a full plate of cups. The guy didn't really specify, he said, just the closest one to me, but didn't have any understanding of who was going to be served what. Got down at the full table. They were sitting with that person. And then I just rolled a random D8 to see who got served the poison cup. And it definitely wasn't the person they intended to. So, love poison.
When it comes to quiet players with me, it's my friend who will not say much beyond what they need to. And then twice a session, they will come out with the funniest one-liner you've ever heard in your entire life. And everyone's like bent over backwards laughing. And then they just go back to it. Meanwhile, the rest of us are like testing bits 24/7. Half of them don't work.
They've just been building one for the whole session, waiting for the perfect time.
Oh my god. Have you seen Bloodkeep? Is that the one with that Matt Mercer is in? Or is that The Escape from Bloodkeep? Yes. Okay, cool. I haven't seen it. I have seen clips of like, I want to be your friend. Michael Trapp with the nature check is classic player energy. I don't know if I know that clip, but I will look it up. Slay.
I need to see Bloodkeep.
It sounds
like one of the only.
I haven't seen enough Dimension 20. I need to.
I'm a Dimension 20 boy.
See, I'm a.
Just clear as day.
I think it's because I do campaign 3 every week, and like sometimes that's all I can do.
That's fair.
But it was because I started campaign 2 and I told myself, I was like, don't pay attention to how much you've got to go, just kind of focus on what's in front of you. And then I blinked and I'm almost done. I think maybe they've got like 10, 15 sessions left. To be fair, I've been watching it for like 1.5 years to 2 years. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
I think I started watching campaign 2 when campaign 3 was starting, which is a while ago now. But yeah, I think you started watching live season 1, episode 10. Wow. Jesus. Slay.
Mike's been around.
I'm a very new Critical Role fan, but I think I arrived at the same time a whole bunch of people did, which was being like, I'm not going to go in while they're still doing campaign 2 because that's scary. And then I started with Exandria Unlimited because I was like, oh, now I can start and it's not scary. And then I went in. And that, I think, was a good foot in the door. Because, yeah, I just watch it while I'm doing other things because I have ADHD and I'm just like...
That's the best way I think that's the best way to consume Critical Role. Because it is... I'm sure people do sit there and take it all in without looking at anything else for the full 4 hours.
With Dimension 20, I've seen Dungeons and Drag Queens, and I've seen... because I love Drag Race, and I was like, you can't wave this in front of my face. Those are my favorites. And I've seen at least 3 episodes of Crown of Candy, but I need to go back.
That's That's my favorite thing
A
ever.
lot of people say
I've
that's their
lived
favorite.
for Crown of Candy.
I loved it. And also Crown of Candy is really similar to the campaign I'm playing now. So I was like, ooh, this is fun. The whole like magic is illegal type thing. I was working third shift and watched the first 10 episodes. Slayer. Yeah. I finished Court of Flame Flowers instead of watching The Unsleeping City. All I know about The Unsleeping City is every time I talk about my Fae mobster, everyone's like, this is like Don Confetti. And I was like, I've never heard of this man in my life. That's, to be fair, every time I post an NPC video, people are like, oh yeah, it's like that One Dimension 20 character. I'm like, I haven't seen it. Fred and Lee Mulligan, you bastard. Hello, welcome back. Oh god, it's the Aussies. Hey, Seb.
British ever woken.
Seb, you still haven't shown us your Australian accent, because you did an Australian accent. It was just an impression of Grimgore, and I find that offensive.
Yeah, that's not.
And you never will. Why? Are you scared of what
I reckon
we
he
will
can't
say?
Do it though.
You just
I don't
can't
think he
do
is.
it.
It's
too hard.
This is what we're doing, Mads. This is English. This is the perfect language.
Yeah.
Our voices are meant to sound.
We're speaking the Queen's English.
Struth.
Of the notoriously hard accent. You'd have a better time at it. You're British. It's close. The Americans have the because the people who do the Australian accent best are Dev Patel and Kate Blanchett, and both of them are British.
Yeah, that's true.
Kate Blanchett in The Dressmaker.
Kate does it real well. Yeah.
I thought she was, and I met Dev Patel once, and I'm so glad I didn't say this to his face, but when we met, I thought he was Australian because I'd seen The Lion, and he did such a good Australian accent.
Wow.
I thought he was. But he now lives in Adelaide because he married Tilly, I forget her name, but she went to marry
so he's Australian now.
He is now because he lives in Adelaide, and it was funny because he did Hotel Mumbai, which was filmed here, and then they had the premiere at the Adelaide Film Festival, which is when I met him, and I also met Armie Hammer. I have a photo with him, and I always make jokes of being like, when was the time you were the closest to death, me and Armie Hammer.
Kate Blanchett was born in Australia.
She was? Who am I thinking of? Not Kate Blanchett. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of who was in Titanic. Who was in The Dressmaker? Not Kate Blanchett. I'm sorry. I thought of the wrong person. Not Kate Blanchett. I'm sorry, guys. Kate Blanchett is Australian. Yes. She belongs to us. She was also at the Adelaide Film Festival one year, but I did not meet her because everyone else wanted to. It is, oh god, I need to think of it or I'm gonna
That is funny. Man,
Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet.
Kate Blanchett sounds so Australian.
Kate Winslet. Sorry. Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet is British and can do a very good Australian accent. And so can Dev. But yeah, I almost said to Dev Patel's face that he was Australian, and he's not. Though, he's been living in Adelaide for so long, and then I saw him in an interview for Monkey Man, and this chick sat down. He's very British, and she sits down, and then I just hear him go, "How you going? How you doing?" And I was like, there it is, you bastard, we've got you. I was like, yeah, because that's the most Australian thing ever, just to say, oh, how you doing? How you going?
How you going?
Dev Patel and not indifference, yes.
Yes. I'd love to hear Dev do an Australian accent, that'd be funny. Because
Dev has such an American accent. Like, it is so American. I think
Sorry, my doorbell's ringing. 1 second.
Go ahead. Hard eyes for Kate Blanchett. Real. She's so hot. Oh, look, I'm Arlo now. Quick. Dev is the most quintessentially American man I've ever heard. I know, like, his accent is so insanely strong. When I went to America, when I was in Florida, everyone there had the most, like, quintessential American accent. Like, Kiki has a very American accent. The man is gone. It is Basat now, and Seb, and Mike. Yet, stuff still happens. This is true. Like, for example, Arlo has a very Australian accent. His Australian is what we call ochre. It's very broad. I'm talking about how you're very Australian.
Me, I am very Australian.
This is true.
It is very I've been sending like voice memos to Dev about stuff, and then I hear him talk, and then I accidentally click play on mine. I was just like disappointed to hear my. Like you got Seb and like even you, Mads.
I have an Adelaide accent. It's posh.
It's posh, but it's nicer on the ears. And then whenever I talk, it's just.
I was trying to explain it to my sister, and she was like, "Oh, so he's just ochre," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. It's like it's so thick though. Like I don't think it is when I'm here talking to people, and then go online and I'm like, oh.
And then isn't Crocodile Hunter from Queensland?
Yes, that is the law.
Probably. Queensland is like Bogans.
I'm going to take a screenshot of that and put that up on my wall. That is the nicest compliment I've ever gotten.
Nice. Because I remember B came over to Adelaide and was talking to my sister and was just like, she sounds British. And I was like, yeah, she sounds very Adelaide. And Aussie rednecks. Correct. I don't know why rednecks was a blocked term, but I think that's really funny. It's offensive. Yeah. Aussie rednecks are bogans. You have a French accent, apparently. Is it because you're French? Or are you from elsewhere? I'm sorry if you had to hear my French accent for the campaign. Ree can do a very good French accent because her family, I think on her mum's side, is French. And then I can't do a French accent, but luckily she does it with me, so I just copy her. And I did French for 7 years, but I don't remember any of it.
Wow.
All I remembered was swear words, which was helpful with playing Sasha.
All the important ones.
And currently the only Sasha line I can remember is Ouvrez la putain des portes, which is open the fucking door.
I mean, that sounded nice. It sounded less vulgar than it actually was, you know.
They do. There are a lot of interesting words that are blocked. This is true. For example, start saying slurs.
Straight.
I think mine is like, yeah, I use a different, I think I use the Streamlabs one because it was easy to set up, so it might be different. I don't know. But yeah,
no, I will stay with that.
I will listen to myself talking in this video versus how I talk in any other video, and I will sound so much more Australian because
I wait to see you, Matt. I'm gonna bring it out of you in front of all the Americans.
I'll rip it out. Oh, and also apparently I get more Australian when I'm ranting and I'm angry, which tracks because I was talking about a tutor that I hated to B, and I just went, and then he was having a fucking sook, and then B just like lost it. I could not say that on Diana's stream. Interesting. Oh, fun fact about Sasha. Who was the character that Jezebel? Sasha is spelled with a C, like Sacha Baron Cohen. So he's spelled like this. Boucher. But it makes sense why none of you knew that because I only said it out loud. But yeah, it's spelled the French masculine way. But yeah, I always loved the name Sasha, but I would never name my child Sasha because they would get shit for having a girl's name. But I'll like it softly in my heart. I've always liked short names.
Yeah, short is easier.
5 letters or less. Maybe it's because I have a long name, because I'm Madeline, technically. But
isn't it the most Australian thing in the world though that we'll just find a way of shortening that to whatever we can?
Exactly.
Like, I don't think I've ever not called you Mads, even though there's no reason for it.
It's like, because I introduced myself as Maddie, and you went, "Oh, gotta make it even shorter, don't I?"
Do the Australian thing.
I will say, when I used to work at a cinema, every man who worked there, because it was the men, I don't know why, had to have a unique nickname for me. Like, they couldn't have the same as someone else's. So it was Mads, Mad Dog.
There it is, Mad Dog.
Mad Dog, Money Penny, MC Money.
We're so weird.
So fucked. I have a funny story. No, I told this at Strahd the other day about my dad with that scorpion.
Yeah.
And now he's been Sting for 30 years. I had a friend who bought, my godfather in 1980 something gave his friends a bunch of biscuits that he'd gotten from the cafe, ate two, and then someone told him that they were biscuits for dogs. And his nickname has been Dog Biscuit since.
Perfect.
Like, people were just, like, he's never met before, be like, Dog Biscuit, is it? Oh my god, meanwhile, I do the opposite in this stream, which is when people, like, donate subs and stuff, I give them a government name based on their username. So Mike Titan is Michael Titanic. I don't think I've ever given Raccoon Various one. But also Hunter Cam is Huntington Camaraderie. I enjoy it. I think Michael Titanic was the first one because I think he like donated a lot one time and I just went, Michael!
I can't unsee it now.
Yep, every Michael Titanic. Sounds like a guy thing. Yeah, it's a guy thing. Once I met an American and she was like, oh, my name's Audrey. And I went, oh, what do your friends call you? And she was like, Audrey. And I was like, wait, so can I call you like Aud? And she was like, no, you can call me Audrey. And I was like, no. It sounds like I'm mad at you. I sound like I'm angry. I feel like I'm doing something to offend you.
We're not very formal then. I have a friend called Lachlan, and then that was Lockie, and then that became Bob. And we were like, Bob's a bit too long. So now he's just called B.
Lachlan is the most Australian name ever. That it doesn't exist in other places.
No,
Lucky.
Not at all.
Apparently it was like an ex-prime minister, or no, it wasn't an ex-prime minister. It was like a minister of something, and then it just like randomly got popular. It's like how Madison came from like James Madison, and someone saw Madison Square Gardens in a movie. I can't remember which movie. Said their name wanted to be Madison, inventing the name Madison for a girl. Insane. Do you know what your my name means? Tall tower.
That's fun. Oh, I don't know what mine. Let's find out.
You don't have to say. You can just say the meaning.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do.
My name means tall tower. My sister's name means wide. She was like, "What the fuck?"
That's brutal.
There was a dude who tried to relieve himself with a product called Icy Hot. Not sure if you guys have that. We have Tiger Balm, which I think is the same thing.
Apparently, Fortified Hill.
Oh my god, and I'm Tall Tower? Look at us. Look at us.
Two Australians out here.
I know, tall and wide. Because by the way, I'm like 5'9", 5'10", I think, and my sister is 5'3". So it tracks.
Wow.
She is not wider than me. I guess.
5'9". Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
I'm tall. I got it from my grandma, I think. But yeah, I want to bring my like massive heels, and then when I meet people, just be like, didn't fucking think, did ya? How tall are you?
6'3".
Well, are you fucking serious?
I'm a big dude. I don't know how to. I don't know. I was gonna get up, and I'm like, I don't think that's gonna help.
Arlo, I mean, this is the most offensive way possible. You give.
You're gonna say I give short? Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I hate that. What about me give short energy?
I don't know. I'm gonna meet you. I'm gonna forget and just be like, what the fuck?
This is a door. I don't know what the average height of a door is. I don't know. This doesn't help. There's nothing here to give you.
What the fuck? Insane to me. You plus Arlo 1 defensive structure. You plus Arlo 1 defensive structure. True.
Get the fuck out of here with the short energy. I hate that.
Love you. It's okay. I never feel tall because, like, my female friends are shorter than me, but all of the friends I know who are guys, except for one, are all significantly taller than me. So I'm always just like, oh, I'm not tall, because they go like, you're not tall. But then I'll be in a group of women and I'm like, I am a stegosaurus. And then I wear heels and I'm taller than my dad and I'm like, ugh.
True. That's a good point.
It's great. In the right heels I can get to 6 feet.
That's amazing.
Sometimes.
That's tall.
It is. I invariably make overly tall friends and it's very irritating. How tall are you, Seb?
Oh, Seb, you small?
Seb, you little guy.
Yeah, you little dude.
You're 6 foot
Ah.
straight? Oh, so you're 5'11".
No, he's 5'10". He's 5'10".
5'10" and a half. Kidding. We love hush. Yeah, I don't know how tall I am because people that are taller than me will say that I'm like 5'9", and then people that are shorter than me will say that I'm 5'10", and I'm like, all right. And then this is very funny. I would recommend you do this, Arlo. This is hilarious. My friend Tom does this to people. He does it to me, where if anyone goes, because you're tall, if anyone is shorter than you goes, oh, I'm 5'10", you go, that's impossible because I'm 5'10".
just demasculate them entirely. Oh, that's awesome.
Because I'll go, I'm 5'10", and then my friend who's 6 foot will be like, that's impossible because I'm 5'10". So fucking funny.
I love that.
Maddie,
so
you're
much.
either brushing 6 foot or you're 3'9". Yeah, who knows? Who knows, to be honest.
That's so.
But I was wearing heels yesterday out, and my sister was wearing flats, and I was just like, and we're twins. We're fraternal though, but it's hilarious how different we look. We look like cousins.
You don't look alike at all.
Nah. Okay, to describe her energy, she's doing a marketing commerce degree. That's all you need to know.
D&D fan?
No.
Okay.
She saw the D&D movie with me, and she didn't mind, because the thing that we connect on is film.
Sure.
We both love movies. We have stuff in common. She just definitely isn't into a lot of the nerdy stuff. She did start reading fantasy recently, like romantasy, but she never used to like fantasy at all.
Is she reading that?
Court of Thorns and Roses?
Yeah, the face, man.
Yeah, she's reading the fairy porn. But yeah, I've told her to read a couple series and she's read them. She read Percy Jackson because she'd never read Percy Jackson before. She'd read the first one because we had to at school. But she has insane pop culture knowledge, and I do as well, but I'm terrible with names, but she's very good with names. So we're like a dream team in a pub quiz.
Yeah. Pub quiz energy.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's based in Melbourne. Have you heard of the Weekly 50? It's like a quiz. My cousin writes it. He made it.
That's cool.
No, and it's insane because you're like, oh yeah, team of people. He solo writes every single question every week.
Dude, that's impressive.
He's insane and a Virgo. But yeah, we do it with the family, and he's psycho. Some of those questions are insane, but it's so fun because they were doing all right, and then it got a shout out on Shameless, the podcast, and then it did really, really well. So he's doing great. We're all like,
that's awesome.
In the family.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's great. He's my one vegan cousin with a moustache who did psychology.
I got the image in my head. Seb just said that he's done a worrying amount of romantasy. Seb,
nice.
Send a link, dude.
Seb, have you done sex noises yet? Yes or no? Damn it.
Is that nope to not sending the link through, or no?
Oh, yes.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Nope to
the link. I'm gonna find it.
Bro, I love that for you, King. As you should. Get that
That's
cash.
Amazing. I can't. I bet you I will. Seb, but I studied ethical hacking, so I will find a way.
And I'm just really passionate, and also I'll bribe you. Me and my I've figured out in the last couple of months I've used my degree a lot, which is good because I paid quite a bit for it, and because I did film and creative writing, and then I keep going, I never used this, and then like every time I'm like organizing anything, I'm like, oh, these are all the skills I learned about being a producer, and then every time I make those videos being like, this is what I think the classes mean in conjunction to, I'm like, this is just me doing critical analysis. And I was just damn.
Everyone in this space is so like, yeah, you got something that links into what you were doing. Like I know a lot of the Americans we know did like improv, like that's a big thing over there, which kind of just links to it. I made websites.
It's trash, because like you're really good at editing, and that's what you have to do a lot.
Yeah, that's what I do enjoy that part of it. Very methodical with the thinking.
Yeah, like it's always something. God, I did my film degree, but even then, like, fuck, I'm not good at the practical aspects of it. Like, I hate my lighting setup. I need to get a better one, considering what's going. I was like, I just want to call up one of my like film friends that I've worked with on a project a year ago and be like, can you just come over? Can I just sit here and can you just move everything so it looks pretty? Cheers. I also need to get a better camera, but that's after Gen Con.
That's after Gen Con for me too.
We're gonna be a bit poor. We're gonna be a bit poor.
I'm going today to book my flights.
You have to send me all the info afterwards.
Yeah, I'll send you everything. So
we're gonna take different flights most likely then.
I think so.
Yeah, that's alright. Because I think you're gonna arrive after me. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. Because, yeah, who knows, we might end up flying out from... Are you flying into JFK or different?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know later.
Fair enough.
The lovely assistant down at Flight Centre was very supportive of me.
Oh, yay. If I have to F off with WordPress one more time in my life, I might go on a rampage. Yeah, I did. Did you do SACE? Not SACE, whatever your alternative was. Did you get an ATAR and all that?
Yeah, I thought you were talking about like SACE is a very different meaning thing to me.
That's alright. SACE is
yeah, we got an ATAR.
You did that one rather than the other. What's the other one that people do? Fucking
Yeah, Matt, did you do good in school?
Yeah, I did. I did because I went to a private school and they wouldn't accept otherwise.
That's fair. That makes perfect sense.
But I did IPP, Information Publishing and Processing, in like all through school, which was which was just graphic design. So it was all making websites, and we had to use HTML and fucking Dreamweaver.
Yuck.
Fuck Dreamweaver. However, knowing how to use InDesign did come in handy. But then Canva became a thing and I went, fuck InDesign. This is my new baby now. And I almost cried when... I've never felt genuine joy as when I got the pro thing for Canva for a month because I needed to make all the shit for the fucking Dungeons & Demigods trailer. And we were running out of time and I haven't gotten everyone's art yet. So I went, well, I'm going to have to extend it. And Ree was like, oh, I have a pro family package. I'll just add you in. And I was like, marry me?
That's amazing.
Canva Pro?
Dude, game changer.
It's so fucking good. It's so good.
I used to be a graphic designer nowadays.
Oh, I could never, because... I can to a degree because I have to, because it's my job. Yep. But the level of like, this is shit, do it again, that you get in, I couldn't handle it. Because
no, I don't like being told that it sucks.
At least in like with film and screenwriting, it's a little different, I think, because it's almost perceived as art more. So I think people are a little kinder about it, and it's more so like I like how this is going, but you do need to rewrite the entire thing. But also, like, I feel like you know that's going to happen from day one, which is that... Yeah. Or it gets... The idea that it gets taken from you and completely changed. But at least it's out of your hands. But with a graphic design, you have to do it yourself.
And the best part is... Well, not the best. The worst, funny part is, like, at least in the film setting, everyone there is filmish experts.
True.
You're getting told by someone who isn't an artist. Work you've done for them isn't good enough, and you're like, That would shit me up a wall. That would shit me.
I have done a lot of client work with film, and it's definitely, they just realize that they're asking too much is always the classic, which is like oh, can you get this done in 2 weeks? Fully edited, and like work out how you can fit 4 interviews in 2 days with people who aren't getting paid and are volunteering to do this. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? I did it, but don't ask me again. I'll cry. Insane. Well, I was doing production coordination work, which is literally just scheduling for a living.
Oh, okay.
And I remember my boss was just like, it's really hard. And I was like, oh, trust me, I've had to organize 7 uni students to play D&D once a week. I can do anything. This is familiar. Alrighty, we got 15 minutes. Does anyone have any extra questions for us? Otherwise, we'll just keep talking about random shit.
We can ramble away.
We're yappers. We can yap until the end of time.
It's the Australian pastime.
Period. Have you got much going on in the future? Do you want to do APs? Because I feel like you haven't been in that many or at all.
Yeah, I think I'd like to be. More for me, it's like I am working on. Anyway, I make a lot of 1-minute skits because that is the extent of my It's not. I think the extent of my level of being creative, but that's how long I, as a person, can pay attention to something. So I'd love to be. I just want to find a group that I guess I mesh with. Like if our group ever did something, I'd be super keen for it. I think I'm now that I'm in the space, I'm scared of being in the space, and I'm like, oh, I don't think anyone wants me on any of their things. Like I don't apply for half the things because I'm like, oh no, they'll find someone else who's more entertaining or something. So I think I should at least like one shots and stuff like that. I'm going out for. Can't actually say anything about it, which is a fun thing. But I am going out to shoot something exciting project, longer form, skittish stuff that I'm just not allowed to say anything about yet, which I'm very excited for. I just get motivated to edit something that lasts longer than 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's a me problem. That's just hard.
It is. At least like when it's longer form, you kind of get on a roll and then you just do it, but it's getting there is hard.
It's just that as soon as you start, it's just for me, it's like, oh, there's so much footage I have to get. As soon as I'm in there, I'm loving it. But
you get into such a... How does one subdue a crocodile? Don't you flip it onto its back?
You death roll it before it death rolls you.
Yeah. You don't go near the fucking water, dumb cunt.
That's rule 101. Yeah. Stay away from outside. Inside's even more scary.
Yeah. It's like crocodiles are much bigger and much scarier than alligators, than gators. They are. Let 1,000 blossoms bloom, but I won't hear any more of it because every summer, every 3 weeks, a man is tortured to death by a crocodile in North Queensland. That video and a succulent Chinese meal, I think, define our culture.
Succulent Chinese meal?
Get your hand off my penis. You know judo, sir. This is Democracy Manifest.
Democracy Manifest?
What is the charge? So fucking good.
Dude, that's Australia. That is put it. He should be on our $5 note.
Period. That's what I've been saying for years. 100%. There's this one shirt you can get that's like that you wouldn't steal a car, but it's you wouldn't steal a succulent Chinese meal. I need it vividly.
That's so good.
So fucking good.
What about you, Mads? Yeah, obviously you've got your AP, which is fantastic. Anything else on the radar with you?
Not too much. I'm definitely the type of person who, when I'm DMing, I try not to overburden myself simply because, like, I lose motivation and then I hate when I do that because it just makes me feel really guilty. But definitely, got that going on. And then still got Boulders Girlies every Thursday for us, every Wednesday for the Yanks. And so that's tomorrow, where we are officially in Act 3. which I didn't think was possible for a group of people when playing Baldur's Gate 3, especially when streamed. The fact that we've made it to Act 3
That's commitment. That's amazing.
Insane to me. And we've been doing it since September of last year. Like, it's been a second. But it's been great. I loved it. And yeah, I'm still doing my streams today and yesterday where I invite my friends over and we chat in front of an audience. Apart from that, just kind of, everything revolves around the campaign right now. Not gonna lie to you.
It take up a lot of time.
And more so than I just put so much of myself into them. Good. I was streaming with Kiki and B yesterday, and they just kept over and over being like, "You guys don't realize how much Maddie does," and I was like, "It's a disease. You can't stop me. I'll overcommit. So help me God." And working a lot to save for America.
Yes. Gen Con hype.
Gen Con hype, but Gen Con fear.
Yeah, Gen Con big fear.
So much fear. I need to save so much money. It's alright. I know. And you didn't even... You said that you might come to Adelaide as well, and then you didn't. You need to come to the Fringe. Seb. With whoever you do the Fringe with. I do want to...
Come to PAX, Seb.
Yeah. Oh, come to PAX Australia in October.
Come to PAX Australia, man.
Come to PAX Australia. We'll be there. If you come, I'll go, for sure. I applied for all the things, but yeah. It's because it's so soon after Gen Con. And then
it's right
in early December, I go to Japan. So I'm just like, fuck, worst timing. But we'll see. One day I'll do Shitface Shakespeare. Shitface Shakespeare always does so well at the Fringe too. At one point in my life, I do want to go to the Edinburgh Fringe. It's just like, it's like 10 times bigger than the Adelaide one, and it's all over the city. I need to go back to the UK. I haven't done enough of the UK. I've only done London, and I did London when I was 13. Like, I need to go back. But not this year. No. Probably not for a few years after I financially recover.
I'm deeply afraid of Australia because of the octopus. Okay, what octopus?
Probably the blue ring.
Oh,
aren't blue rings only? Aren't blue rings only in like Northern Territory, anyways?
Yeah, don't go to Northern Territory.
Yeah, everyone knows that. Just don't fucking go there.
No one goes there.
The spiders? Spiders, yeah, maybe. When B was over, we didn't see any except when we went into the tropic part of the Botanic Garden, and then we saw a bunch, but they were far away, so it was fine. Also, it wasn't spider season, because, like, you see them everywhere right at the beginning of winter and the, like, end of spring, when they're just everywhere in your backyard, because they're all, like, migrating and having babies and shit. I'm fine with spiders. I can't deal if they're touching me. Then I'm out. I don't
think anyone wants them to touch it.
No. I have friends. They're weird. But
I have friends.
More so like, yeah, if they like crawl on you or anything like that. Oh, it's more so if you walk into a spider web, I will say. That's when they're
that's not fun. It's the unexpectation of a spider. If you know it's there, it's kind of like, oh, it's there.
The Australian thing is walking in your backyard at night with a phone torch at all angles looking for spider webs. But it's always nice to have a huntsman in your room. They eat all the mozzies, so you don't get mozzie bites in the summer.
Yeah, that's it.
They just chill in a corner.
To kill the other spiders.
Yep. I was lied to, because I always believed that fun fact that, like, daddy longlegs actually are, like, the most venomous of spiders or whatever, and...
You're about to break my world if that isn't true.
They're not. They're not even spiders. B told me this and I broke down.
No,
I was not okay.
B doesn't know anything. No. No, that can't be true. 1 second, I'm Googling.
And it's also, huntsmen have really strong venom as well, but their pincers aren't strong enough to get through our skin, so they daddy long legs putting me off little guys.
Oh, what do you mean? No. What do you... It's upsetting.
It is.
Well,
it's very upsetting. On that note.
Dreams.
Dream shattered. Did anyone have any last questions before we head? I like the subhang. Is there Viagra spider?
A Viagra spider.
Oh.
My Google search term's gonna be
I
horrific.
don't think I've ever seen. So when people talk about like snakes and shit, I've never seen a snake in the wild, ever.
Oh, okay. That's a Melbourne thing.
I think it's also because it's because I'm not an idiot. Because I don't, in the middle of summer, decide to walk through long grass.
Yeah. That's if you're out in the burbs in summer, you'll see a couple. But yeah, if you're going through the parks.
My favorite Australian fact is that one of the most venomous snakes in the world live here, and we call it the common brown snake.
They're like, oh, there's another one.
Well, they're just like, oh, this is the most dangerous creature in the world. What should we call it? The common brown snake. Like red-bellied black snakes look like they should be the most venomous snake, but they're not because they look terrifying. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a redback IRL, but they're very small. Spider. They're very small. It's hard to see them. Yeah.
Oh, I've had.
They're everywhere.
I reckon 2 weeks ago, I got out of the shower and it was on my clothes that I was about to put on.
Fuck off.
Like, yeah, that's the closest encounter I've ever had with one. And then in my old house.
I will say, for those who are afraid, it is extremely difficult to get killed by a snake or a spider here. You have to be an idiot and about 4,000 kilometers away from a hospital.
Yeah.
It is extremely difficult to die. You'll just be a little bit sick, but you'll be fine. Well, on that note, Arlo,
on that grim note.
I know, right? Where can the people find you? Tell
I'm Arlentric on everything. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok. I'm on Instagram now.
I feel like
I'm actually coming back to Twitch later this year, and that already exists. But that's just going to be for very ad hoc things. But yeah, if you want to see dumb, really like you hear more of this thick Australian accent doing dumb D&D skit and tabletop stuff, that's where you can find me. Lads, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure chatting.
I just felt like getting into frame like you and just being like, everyone, I'm Madeline, Maddie. You should stick around for don't just stay here until it happens. But good night, the man. We got Boulders Girlies tomorrow with the lovely Diana of the Rose and Kiki Do stuff. You can find the times all on my Twitch for your various time zones. And then the day after, we got session 2 of Dungeons and Demigods, where the kids are going to fight a Cyclops. Currently, they haven't worked out any of the hints that I've been dropping, because they went, we're going to kill the Cyclops. And I went, yeah, because that's never gone badly for anyone. And I don't think they've picked up on it yet.
They're not facing dots.
No, except, and then straight afterwards, Kiki went, yeah, and I was listening to Epic, the one based on the Odyssey, and like, that one Cyclops, he scared me. And I was like, have we learnt anything from that story? No? Okay. So they're probably going to get, Poseidon's going to love them for it. Anyways, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.